Hi everyone, it's me, and today, Captain America, Murica.
Look, I know that Disney is hyper aware these days of what the internet's gonna freak out about. Baby Yoda and Mandalorian, boom, immediately broke the internet. Slow pan up on Captain America holding Thor's hammer in Endgame, nothing better. Evan Peters as Quicksilver in WandaVision, big boner energy. That's a boner with an H. That's his real name. Don't hit us with that one, YouTube. That's not on us. That's a Disney thing. They know the theories, they know the hashtags, but most of all, they know how to manipulate the memes. But for their new series, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I've got something they'd never think of. Something that would be on a complete other tier of iconic. Ladies and gentlemen, to you, I present the meme.
Falcon kick! Falcon punch!
Make him call it a Falcon punch. Just have him say it once. Just once, Disney.
Show me your moves.
Show me your moves, Falcon punch! Must be burning red of fire.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory.
Hello Internet, welcome to Film Theory. Hello.
The show where our national colors are red, white, and clickbait green. So let's say for a minute that you're Marvel. Congratulations on your boatloads of money. But you also have yourself a problem. In Avengers 3, you had your big bad throw a literal moon at people. And it wasn't even his finishing move. In the last major film, you mixed together a decade's worth of every character that has the potential to sell an action figure. You killed off the guy that started it all. So how do you top all of that? Well, if the two Disney Plus installments that kicked off this new phase are any indication, the strategy wasn't to go wider, it was to go deeper. Sure, WandaVision on the surface was a kooky offbeat riff on sitcom tropes, but underneath it was an emotionally devastating exploration of being trapped in your own personal prison of grief, trauma, and loss. And now, their newest installment, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, seems to be doing the exact same thing. What on the surface appeared to be a rollicking buddy cop action movie with two relatively overlooked faces from the big team-ups is in actuality a series tackling the issues that come along with a superhero wearing a national flag as a costume. You know, like the fact that not everyone on the planet sees that flag and immediately thinks, oh hey, there's the good guy.
Aren't the stars and stripes a little old-fashioned?
Nothing quite like a Disney Plus series that covers all those family-friendly topics like geopolitics, national identity, the treatment of military veterans, racism, and what it actually means for a superhero to also be a symbol of a country.
Alright, let's keep this wholesome and family-friendly. Thank you so much.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to block so many uncles on Facebook now that new episodes of this are coming out. But true to its sister from another Mr. series, WandaVision, you can bet that this one is also gonna have its fair share of twists and turns. Meaning it's time for us to do what we did with Wanda and Friends, take a crack at breaking apart everything that's gonna happen in the show before episode 2 hits the airwaves, the streaming waves. It's all just the internet. These are all just glorified internet videos. We can agree with that, right? They are on the same status as this show. Suck it, Disney. But just because the metaphorical bright shiny object this time is politics doesn't mean that Marvel isn't going to throw in some diabolical twists and shocking reveals. And even though it's early in the series, there are definitely some clues out there that made us think that we might already have this one figured out, or at least we're gonna try. Okay, so the early setup for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks like this. Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, starts the series off with an immediate twist. Despite Steve Rogers passing on the Captain America mantle to him during the conclusion of Endgame, Sam decides, yeah, you know what? Nah, hard pass. Instead, he decides to gift the shield to the Smithsonian's Captain America exhibit.
We need new heroes, ones suited for the times we're in.
Hey, I will have you know that Chris Evans' biceps are timeless. Most ungrateful gift getter ever. Anyway, instead of donning the shield, Sam keeps busy in two ways. The first is helping his sister with her financially strapped business, where he comes to realize that there are some things that not even superheroes can overcome, like the bank.
Yeah, that's true. It's unfortunate that this sort of rural problems is happening right now.
And that's kind of a joke, but also not really.
Things tighten up.
Funny how things always tighten around us.
I'm on your side. After all, he's a hero. Is there any chance, and of course you could say no, that I could get a selfie with your arms out?
Are you serious?
Yeah, turns out that saving the universe doesn't pay all that well. Sam's storyline is rife with undercurrents about American racism, economic hardship, and it's a clear allegory for the unique difficulties faced by military veterans trying to return to normal society. I guess we can rule out Avengers 5 being called Subtlety War. When he's not battling lone officers, the Falcon's other preoccupation is helping friends in the US Army seek answers about a new group of troublemakers calling themselves the Flag Smashers. This new group of villains wear black and red masks and claim to believe in a world without borders, stating that things were better during the blip.
Call themselves the Flag Smashers.
Was that a new thing? Bad guys give themselves bad names?
Basically, they think that
the world was better during the blip.
Oh, also one of the Flag Smashers seems to have super soldier strength, but he's wearing a mask like the rest of them, so we can't see who it is yet. Uh-oh, who's that reveal gonna be? It seems like the show wants us to wonder if Bucky is being bad again and might not even know it himself, but since the internet didn't learn its lesson from WandaVision, people are already sure it must be Wolverine, or Deadpool, or Daredevil. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if there were still some Mephisto hangers-on.
Mephistos. I believe Mephisto is still coming.
And to make everything just that much worse for Sam, the first episode ends with the shocking reveal that the government lied about agreeing to retire the shield. Instead, they announced that they've selected their own new Captain America, and unlike the original, this one is not here to be a hero for everybody.
While we love heroes who put their lives on the line to defend Earth, we also need a hero to defend this country.
Oh, and Bucky's here too, for reasons, I guess. Honestly, he can't stop having nightmares that helpfully advance the plot.
Which is quite funny thing about it. He's like 100 years old man.
Also, his name's in the title of the show. So obviously a lot is already going on, but even if it's not your literal job to dig through Kevin Feige's recycling bin for YouTube content, you can probably see why some people are gonna be rage posting about the show's debut episode. In one episode, you've already introduced Bucky, a disabled vet struggling with PTSD, Sam confronting injustice of all forms while receiving the old thank you for your service, but not that much, one radical organization that's against the idea of nations, while the new Captain America is all about Murica first. I mean, I guess once your main character is literally wearing a country's flag as his uniform while he runs around punching people, whether you intend to or not, you're kind of telling a story tinged with political messaging. In fact, it's the whole reason the franchise exists in the first place. Marvel, back before they were called Marvel, put Captain America punching out Hitler on the cover of their first issue. What's such a big deal about that? Well, this was before the US had actually entered World War II, at a point when much of the country still didn't believe we should be involved. And prominent political voices like the America First movement said that we should leave those Nazis alone. Bad take, but it was a popular take at the time. And here's Captain America being like, no, I'm a flag punching him in comic book form. But now it's time to talk theories. In much the same way that a lot of fans who knew their Marvel lore were able to guess that WandaVision's Agnes wasn't really who she said she was before the show even started airing.
Yes, Agnes. Agatha. It was Agatha all along. Sorry.
It's no surprise to learn that the smug-looking guy wearing the riot cop version of a Captain America suit will turn out to be one of the big bads of the series. Need proof? Well, what Falcon and the Winter Soldier seems to be pulling heaviest from is the works of the late Mark Gruenwald. Gruenwald wrote the Captain America series for 10 years, from 1985 to 1995, and was dedicated to using Captain America to explore real issues about patriotism, politics, and American values in a context that his mostly young readers could respond to. Gruenwald made it a point to create villains that would be specific to Captain America, as opposed to generic foes. As such, his Steve Rogers battled a mix of both supervillains and real-world evils, like bigotry, militant groups, and political corruption. Also, Steve was a werewolf for a while. They can't all be winners. But Gruenwald's
Captain America Cat Wolf
masterpiece was the 1987 Captain America No More, or just the Captain arc, where Steve refuses to follow a government directive he disagrees with, and is officially stripped of his title of Captain America. He's replaced by his former rival, a man named John Walker. And wouldn't you know it, but that just so happens to also be the name of the replacement captain in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What do we know about this guy? In the comics, Walker starts as the character Super Patriot, a hashtag Spawn version of Captain America. He's arrogant, he's a sellout, he's just an all-around not good guy. For instance, to boost his fame, he stages a fight against a group of fake extremist supporters of Captain America, to make it clear that he is America's true patriot. Gotta say though, for as obnoxious as he is, he does have this iconic line of, "Ma'am, if Uncle Sam wanted me to be Mickey Mouse, I'd do it." Anyway, the TLDR of this guy is that he embodies the idea of corrupt patriotism. Patriotism taken to dangerous extremes, often resorting to using extreme force, even killing people with his bare hands. He's eventually booted from the Captain America title and adopts the name US Agent, but his use as a symbol is pretty consistent across the franchise. He's the don't version of Captain America, so seeing him put on camera just looks more and more like Marvel building up to a bad guy Avengers team, something that we've talked about in a previous theory. Walker as the anti-Cap, White Vision as the anti-Vision, evil Black Widow and Thaddeus Ross from their new movie, maybe a return from Agatha or Wanda herself, and Red Hulk, or Abomination, because every team needs their Hulk. Of course, that is talking a long ways out, but the pieces are definitely starting to come together.
We have an army. We have a Hulk. we have a Hawk.
Look a bit more short term though, because here's the thing. If there's a twist in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's probably not that the new Captain America is a bad dude. Everyone can see that coming. And it's also not that Zemo is gonna show up because, you know, he's in the commercials. So let's instead talk about the Flag Smashers. In the comics, Flag Smasher, not an extremist group, but rather just one dude, was another Mark Gruenwald creation. He's pretty much supposed to be a supervillain anti-patriot who believes that national allegiances, no matter what they are responsible for the world's evils. As such, he tries to undermine all world governments through his network Ultimatum, which, I am not kidding, was an acronym for, get this, Underground Liberated, Totally Integrated Mobile Army to Unite Mankind. Yeah, that is some heavy aardvark right there.
Oh my god, this acronym needs improvements.
Oh, you don't know Aardvark? Aardvark, that's my acronym. Yeah, it stands for Awkward and Ridiculous Dumb Verbiage Attaining Real Cringe. You gotta spell cringe with a K to make it work. Also, Flag Smasher had a mace for smashing flags? I don't know, maces just make everything cooler. Anyway, it's probably for the best that the Flag Smasher group in the show only seems to be taking the name and the general ideology, but you can immediately see how the Flag Smashers make sense as a villain for a series about who gets to be the new Captain America. They're against national symbols. Captain America is one of those national symbols. Cut and dry. Except there's one major problem with this: the mouse. Think about it. The MCU is all about connecting everything to everything else, and not just in terms of continuity between movies, characters, and streaming shows. This media empire is built on people from different backgrounds assembling. How else could you have a Norse god of thunder and an I shoot arrows good man team up? Connection is good in this series. Walls and isolationism is bad. It's a confluence of corporate creative synergy so organically executed that you could feel the ghost of Walt Disney himself saluting from beneath the Matterhorn, or his cryogenic freezing tube, or wherever they're preserving his body. Being pro-global not only delivers a progressive feel-good message, it comes with the added perk that the whole globe now wants to buy your merch. In this way, Disney's interests seem to agree with the ideology, if not the methods, of the Flag Smashers. Which begs the question, why would a studio set up a bunch of characters who espouse pretty much a punk rock version of not only their entire franchise philosophy, but also their entire business model to be the villains of their series? They wouldn't, unless they wanted to look like that's what they were doing to surprise the audience and deliver a pointed message about what heroes are meant to look like, and as Sam said, embody who they are today. And that, my friends, is why we're calling it. At least one of the big secrets waiting to be unveiled in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that the Flag Smashers are not the big bads that the show wants us to think they are. After all, in the comics, even the original Flag Smasher actually turned against Ultimatum when he learned that some of his then recent funding had been coming from the Red Skull. So in a similar vein, could it be that the Flag Smashers in the show mean well, but are actually being misled by a villain manipulating them from behind the scenes?
Well, case in point, what Mappa is trying to say that no individual is 100% evil, and no individual is 100% not evil. You are directly and indirectly committing to something that is positive and or something that is negative. Yeah, so it's always good to be understanding, be polite, be respectful, and just recognize that this is an issue and we have to fix this as a society. Thank you so much for bringing this up.
Maybe someone like Zemo, who has shown in Civil War that that's exactly how he likes to operate. As for what that means or how it specifically plays out, well, that's probably a bit too early to say, especially given that both Bucky and Zemo being back raises the possibility that we're dealing with mind control and people being puppeteered into doing evil's bidding. Or
alright, this video came out in the year 2021, which is last year, but this is at the start of the show, so not a lot was given, so sorry. Right now it's the year 2022 lah, so.
Maybe more likely, the Flag Smashers don't exist at all, and the government just made up a false flag threat so John Walker's Captain America could have an arch enemy right away. My money's actually on that one, that the Flag Smashers are actually an inside job. I don't have a lot of proof to point out for that one, but I like the narrative angle, and it's very reminiscent of the Walker origin story that I mentioned before, where he attacks a fake group of extremists supporting Captain America to achieve national headlines and buy-in for himself. Or, and this one is admittedly the long shot, what if there was a recurring Captain America franchise character who was almost always absent for long, unexplained periods of time, but also always happens to show up exactly where they need to direct Steve or his allies in directions that move the story in necessary ways? Someone whose backstory is oddly piecemeal and whose interactions...
Wait a minute. Wow, this sort of backstory involved?
with Steve were always a little bit uncomfortable in context. Someone who is scheduled to show up as a part of this series as well. What if that character, Sharon Carter, has been a villain this whole time? All right, probably not, but hey, did you know that Red Skull has himself a daughter? Maybe she inherits the family business? Just saying, they're all just theories. Film theories. And cut.
Wow. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video together with me. I hope you find this video very unique and special. And I'm thankful that all of you have been so understanding, welcoming, and learn about different people's point of view, stand their shoes. Thank you all so much. And I hope to see you all in my next video. I hope you find the video very interesting. Anyways, if you do like this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to share about. Don't forget to follow my channel, and I sincerely appreciate all of your support and encouragement for my work. Thank you all so much, you're the best, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Subscribe! But, hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye! Subscribe! Thank you.